Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host, with my co-host, Lemmy Chillmeister. Just chilling here before work. As far as an update, man, I've been sleeping like a baby. All this rain and darkness, I love it. I love it. I've been sleeping like a baby for the past 2 days, man. That's all I want to do is sleep in this weather. So, I love my wife, but man, is she such a scatterbrained, silly goose. She just, I don't know. I love her to death, but she is just in her own little world. So, Pharaoh, the bird. I ended up choosing Pharaoh, but it doesn't matter anymore. We were keeping it in a little box on a top shelf where the cats couldn't get. Y'all know where this is going. She comes home, changes Pharaoh's bedding. He's been getting better, by the way. When we first got him, he was like, we thought he was paralyzed. He wasn't moving. And here lately, he's been flapping his wings. He's been sitting upright, not laying down. I was getting ready to, honestly, I'm off tomorrow. I was going to keep him outside most of the day and see if he could fly, you know? Like, because he wants to fly. He wanted to fly. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. Sorry, I love Tom Petty. It's good stoner music. But I was gonna take little Pharaoh out to start trying to learn to fly and get on his own, and so that way, because we haven't been able to find like a sanctuary that will take him. They're all booked up till October apparently. So we were just like, fuck it, we'll take care of him till October. She took him down off the shelf, fed him, changed his bedding, wiped his butt, because yes, we've been having to wipe his butt. She put him back in the box, and both cats were outside the room. She didn't close the door all the way. And I love my wife to death, but like, she doesn't just think sometimes. Like I said, man, she's in her own little world, and I didn't get mad at her, go off on her. Lilith she's half wild. We get our cats from the street. Horace he was living underneath a trailer, so I kind of consider him a rescue. I consider him kind of a street cat, but he's a lot more tame than Lilith. Lilith, yes, she's a snuggle bunny. She will sleep next to you. She will sit on your lap for hours. She's like a little Godfather cat. Remember how the Godfather had his little cat that would literally just sit in his lap for hours? She's the same way. And if you're sleeping, she will crawl under the blanket and sleep with you all day long. I love my little Lilith. She's my snuggle bunny. But she is half wild. Like, if you're eating, and if you're not careful, you can't eat around her. If you're eating, she will literally swipe food from your hand, you know. She doesn't go for the face, which is good. Otherwise, she would get her ass beat. But she'll swipe food from your hand, knock it on the floor, and she's got sharp fucking claws too. Or if you're feeding her, don't ever fucking hand it to her. She will bite your finger trying to get the food, and she bites fucking hard. My mother-in-law learned that quick. I'm like, just throw it on the floor, let her get it. But do not hand it to her. Like, your hand will get fucked up. She will use claws and fangs to get that food. She acts like she's starving 24/7, and she's not. Lilith snuck in the room because she knows that bird is in there. She hasn't been like prowling around it because I've been keeping it on the shelf. But Sammy took it down to take care of the bird and left the bird down with the box open. And was doing something in the house and was like not concerned about it at all. Lilith got in the room. We think ate the bird because Sammy said there's like fucking feathers everywhere. So she looked all over for this bird. She can't find it. I'm like, there's no way Lilith ate that entire bird. I'm like, because Lilith is a tiny little kitty. And I'm like, that bird is somewhere. So we're going to find a bird from smell probably. So rest in peace, Horus. Not Horus, Pharaoh. We will dedicate this episode to you. It's not funny, but I mean, it's nature, you know, it is what it is. Cause Sammy kept calling her, you know, a murderer all day. And I'm like, you can't be mad at her. You can't, you know, be, I wasn't mad at her. Lilith, I was just like, she's doing what a cat does. Like, they are mortal enemies. Like, imagine putting a child in a jail cell with, like, chomos or something. Like, it's gonna happen, you know. We pretty much took in a bird and put it in a jail cell with us with 2 cats, you know. It is their natural instinct to eat birds, you know, like it's just gonna happen. So I mean, I wasn't mad. I was like, that's nature, dude. Which the chomo child thing, that was a horrible example because I don't believe that that's natural. I just didn't know what else to say. Like, I don't know, put a person in a jail cell with 2 serial killers. There you go. Use that example. Sorry, that was a horrible example. Please forgive me. Yeah. But it'd be like putting like a regular Joe Schmo in a room with 2 serial killers. Like, he's gonna get killed, you know. I love my cats, but they're street cats. They're half wild, you know. Mostly Lilith. Horus, I feel like we domesticated Horus like pretty much completely. Lilith, she's like half wild still. But R.I.P. Pharaoh, he's gone. Sorry for the sad update. It's not funny. It's just, I believe better to laugh than to cry. And when I see nature take its course, I just go, well, that's nature. So let's get on with the show. First story. We're going to be covering a couple older stories, but, I wanted to cover them before in general. So bear with me. Trump has said he's been talking to Elon, or was talking to Elon, and Elon wanted to do, he said he has some time, which how Elon has time, I don't know, but he's doing what our forefathers did. Like, for one, politics is not supposed to be a job. It is supposed to be a service. Our forefathers were like whiskey makers, school teachers. They had shops. They all had day jobs, you know. Leather makers, masons, stonemason, not free, even though most of them were free. They all had day jobs, you know. And Elon, obviously, is an entrepreneur, has decided that he wants to be a part of the Trump cabinet, and was speaking to Trump. Trump decided he would hire him for a government efficiency task force. He will be the head of it. He will audit in full the federal government, which is fucking awesome. And my thoughts on Elon, dude. Elon, I don't trust anyone. I've already said that 1,000 times on this channel. I don't trust anyone. Ever. And I've always said that, honestly, people are like, oh, that's not a healthy way to live. And it's like, it saved me a lot of grief. It's something that I learned from my father. My father told me one time when I was a child, because we come from like a crime family. And he's like, don't trust anyone. And I was like, what? I was a little kid, and he said, don't trust anyone, and don't tell anyone ever all of your secrets. And I was like so that means you don't trust mom completely and you've never told mom all your secrets? And he's like, nope. And I don't know, it just stuck with me. Something else that I learned from another family member, my Uncle Ron, was to test people. Here's something that I do. I will test people. I'll leave money sitting somewhere, and if I have like a new friend or something who is like frequenting the house, like I left a bunch of money sitting on my coffee table once, and I had this new friend of mine, someone that I kind of took under my wing. He was a younger dude. His name was Peyton. And he's like, do you just leave your money sitting out like that? I say, yep. And he said, why do you do that? I said, because I count it every night before I go to bed. And if any of it comes missing, I know there's only been one person in this house besides me. And he goes, so you're testing? I said, yep. I learned that from my Uncle Ron. He would purposely set traps for people to see who was stealing and who wasn't, who he could keep in his inner circle. And I do the same thing with rumors. If I think that someone is gossiping about me through like, if I just figure it out, if I'm like, man, that dude, I think that dude's fucking starting rumors or talking behind my back, I will confess to a sin that I didn't do, confess to something, and see if it gets back to me. I will make up a rumor about myself to specifically only that person to see if it comes back to me from someone else going, hey, did you, do this? And I'll just smile, be like, all right, they failed the test. And I do this to people all the fucking time, because I want to know who's cool and who's not. There's a couple little crime family tricks for you. Sadly too, it's family members. I've done it to family members and shit has come back to me and I'm like, okay. Can't trust you. Supposedly this audit, a full audit of the Fed, will eliminate fraud and improper payments. So, an example, when we Joe Biden's administration accidentally gave Ukraine, what was it, like $5 million or $5 billion, and they're just like, oops, we didn't mean to, we just accidentally did that. Elon Musk will be in charge of nipping that type of shit in the butt. One of the things that is going to be the task force, the government efficiency task force will be taken care of, is no tax on tips, which Kamala Harris is now copying, which I thought was funny. But, oh yeah, I wanted to give my thoughts on Elon Musk. That was my whole spiel, and then I went off the rails talking about testing people. I don't trust anyone. I've already discussed that a billion times on this channel, and I suggest you not trust anyone either. And people go, well, that means you don't love me. No, I still love you. I still love you. I just don't trust you because I don't trust anyone. I don't even trust myself. People say, well, how come you can't trust yourself? If you put a line of cocaine in front of me and a bottle of whiskey, I can't trust myself not to do that line of cocaine and do shots from that bottle of whiskey and call into work and get wild as a motherfucker. Just saying, I can't trust myself. How the fuck do you think I could trust you? Not that I'm going out and looking for whiskey and cocaine, but if I weigh the options and go, hey, I can call in from work tonight and get weird, and not get fired, that little devil on my shoulder is going to start talking, because y'all know I used to do drugs, and I'm a wild man. But people bring up the whole, I will tell you my concerns, and I will tell you what people focus on that I think is stupid. So, for Halloween one year, Elon Musk dressed as in a full suit of armor, and I forget, it's from a movie, by the way. I think it's like a martial arts movie or something, really like obscure. The villain dressed in like this weird pentagram suit of armor thing. He was called like the Warrior of Baphomet or something. He was the villain of the movie. If anyone knows, hit me in the comments, because I'm probably brutalizing it. So it was a reference to a movie, an obscure movie that he liked, apparently. Second off, I've said this before. There are multiple forms of Satanism. LaVeyan Satanism does not bother me. I get all these Christian channels that go, oh, well, they're a Satanist, you know, and they focus, I think it's almost a psyop. I truly do. I think that Anton LaVey was a smart motherfucker, and I think he had government ties with Michael Aquino. Now, Michael Aquino is a piece of trash, but he started out as an underling of Anton LaVey, started out in the Church of Satan, and then he started his own religion, Temple of Set. And then Anton LaVey's daughter, Zena LaVey, and her husband, Nicholas Schreck, who was the lead singer of Radio Werewolf, which is a badass band. They left the Church of Satan due to some schism and joined Michael Aquino's Temple of Set. Zena LaVey is actually doing pretty fucking good nowadays. I'm actually real proud of her. She has seen the errors of her way as far as philosophy, of satanic philosophy and Temple of Set, because she left the Church of Satan, and she left the Temple of Set, and she's now a Buddhist, which I'm an occultist. So I can't get views. Like, if I went, Sam Tripoli says it all the time, if I went super Christian, super conservative, my channel would blow up. Or if I went the other direction of the pendulum and went super occultist and super liberal, my channel would blow up also. But because I'm in the middle, people don't want to hear that. They like the red versus blue, good guys versus bad guys, cowboys versus Indians, you know, cops versus robbers. They love that division. And because I don't divide in this channel, I unify, they don't like that. They don't want to hear that. Order out of chaos, divide and conquer. Divided we fall. I see it as a good thing that she converted to Buddhism. She seems really smart. She seems really happy. She seems really content. And I'm proud of her. Nicholas Schreck is also a Buddhist now. So, cool shit, you know? I see that as a good thing. I see Buddhism as a beautiful religion that makes the world a better place. Sorry. I don't think you can be a Christian and just be like, we own all that is good and holy and pure and light. Like, that's not how that works. You all don't have a monopoly on good. You just don't. I consider myself, you know, an occultist, but I consider myself a good person. Not trying to stroke my ego, but I give money. I help people out, you know. I'm always waking up, and as a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, I'm always like, how can I be of service to someone else today? That should be everyone's main mission, and that's actually a Presbyterian trait. I believe it was Tucker Carlson preached that as a Presbyterian, he was always like, hey, how can I be of service to someone else today? That's what he was taught, and that's how he was raised. So it doesn't bother me that he was in a suit of armor with a pentagram on it. Because if you actually read the Satanic Bible, they're against child abuse. They're against child sexual abuse. They're against child physical abuse. It's pretty much, to sum it up, you are your own God. And you should enjoy these earthly pleasures as much as possible, whether it be gluttony, sex, drugs, rock and roll. Enjoy the carnality of life. Live in not abundance, but live in prosperity, maybe? I don't know. It would be a negative form of it. I can't find the right word, but basically, abstinence is a sign of weakness. It's a very elitist religion. I'm not saying it's a good religion, but I'm not saying it's evil. Like, you guys think that they're like sacrificing and raping children. That's different forms of Satanism. Like I said, there's multiple forms of Satanism. There's, Luciferian Satanism, where they actually do believe that you're just like a lion walking amongst men, and you can just rape and pillage and eat and kill and whatever you want to do, like that serial killer Night Stalker. That is that type of Satanism. I think, honestly, LaVeyan Satanism and Satanic Temple, I think those are kind of distractions. They want you going after them because there's actual real Satanism where they are like sacrificing babies and raping and murdering and all sorts of evil shit. And I think they are distracting these like little channels and shit who are kind of dumb. Like these dumb Christian conspiracy channels. They're like, yeah. Go after those guys while we actually do all the evil shit. I don't think Elon is a Satanist. Now, he is a transhumanist. He's never denounced it. But man, I watched an interview of him and Jordan Peterson, and I truly do believe in my heart of hearts, and I could be a fool, because I do make myself a fool every now and then. I admit that. I'm not always right. I'm not perfect, dude. I am not perfect. I'm not always right. This is why you'll hear me say, I think this will happen, or these are my thoughts. This is my feeling. Maybe this will happen. I hope this happens. I learned that real quick from being an ex-Q-tard of like the whole like, this will happen on this date. I don't make predictions for the most part. And if I do, it's always with the context of, I think this is going to happen, guys. Or, I think they're trying to pull this off, guys. Listen to my words, because I've had people say, well, you said this was going to happen. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Go back and listen to the episode. I did not say that was going to happen. I said, I think that's going to happen. Listen to what I say. Sorry for getting heated, but I can't stand that when people do that and they go, you said this was going to happen. No, I didn't. Listen to how I said it. I said it was a theory. This is Conspiracy Corner Podcast, where we cover conspiracy theories. Keyword, theories. Theories. Not conspiracy prediction podcast. It's just an idea. Maybe this will happen. Just in case. Let's be careful. There's nothing wrong with warning the masses. But there was a really good Jordan Peterson interview with Elon. And Elon was getting teary-eyed and shit. Apparently his son, biological son, was transgender and felt that they were a woman. And they did, I can't go into all the details. I don't remember all the details. You'll have to watch the interview. Sadly, Jordan Peterson keeps fucking interrupting Elon and will not let Elon speak. I can't stand that shit. And even in the comments section, they're like, hey, Jordan, shut the fuck up. Let Elon talk. First of all, he has Asperger's, so you're fucking with his head when you keep interrupting him. But I love them both, by the way. I'm not talking shit on Jordan, but it's like, dude, shut up. Be a good interviewer. Elon had brought up that his son was like transgender, like I think went through like surgeries and chemical castration and puberty blockers and all that crazy shit, and Elon was for it, and his son ended up dying because of it, and it broke Elon's heart in two. And pretty much he stated in that interview like he made it his mission in life to fight against the transgender agenda. Now, does that mean that he's fighting against the transhuman agenda? I don't know. As far as I know, that was the first time that I actually gained a tiny wee little grainful of trust towards, hey, this guy, I could tell during that interview, I'm like, okay, Elon's kind of changing. Now I feel like a cowboy with a lasso, like we got him lassoed. Now let's slowly reel him in. You know, we just need to reel him a little further, little further, little further, little further. You're getting there, buddy. You're getting there. I believe you're waking up to this fucking elitist program that they're doing on the masses. Like, you're almost there. Come on. Come on. We gave you the red pill. Now let's go. You're purple pilled now, you know. That red is mixing with that blue. Let's get you fully red, then we'll get you black, then we'll get you gray, then we'll get you white. We'll get you there, man. Now, I was discussing Elon in comment sections today, and I really didn't think it was going to go here, but synchronicities abound. I was in comment sections and someone was talking about Elon of like, so is Elon a good guy now? And I keep telling people, stop. And QAnon was really bad with this shit of stop looking at everything as black and white. Me and my mother, the few times that we ever do talk, she is a very black and white, two sides of every coin. And I keep reiterating to her mother, to her mother, you cannot look at life and go through life with everything as black and white. There is gray. Because she sees me as like a black, you know. She's told my family that I'm like a Satanist. And my little brother Lucas has told me, like, she's been going around telling my family I'm a Satanist. That I worship Satan. And I don't know, I cried because I was mad. Because it's like, I've had deep conversations with her. And like, yeah, apparently like I'm super obsessed with aliens too. So she remembers like an old me from like 2012. Well, 2000, I'd say 2015, 16. She remembers like super ancient astronaut Abe because I had UFO experiences, and sadly I was excited about it. It completely changed my life, you know. So I was shouting at the rooftop, I've seen UFOs. UFOs chase me. Aliens are real. Ancient astronaut theory, you know. And she just thought I went off the deep end, you know. I guess she thinks maybe I just hallucinated all this, even though my wife at the time was there to see it and witness it also. And that's sadly a sad thing. And you see that a lot with people who wake up. Like, I believe that was a big moment of me. I was already half awake, but like, I believe that was seeing UFO, like, changed my fucking life, dude. It was like a huge red pill, just gulp. You know, here we go. But yeah, apparently I'm a Satan worshiper and shit. She's been like just blatantly lying to my family, telling everyone that I worship Satan and stuff. It's sad. I cried because I was sad. And my little brother, Luke, like, was like, why are you crying? I'm like, she just doesn't know me, like, at all. She doesn't know what I believe. You know, it's just crazy. It's sad, you know. And I'm not, like, wanting to call her and have theological debates, but I try to explain to her that there's not white and black, dude. There's just not with certain people. And QAnon did this with, like, the white hats are in control. White hats versus black hats. And it's like, I don't think Elon is a white hat versus black hat. I think Elon is Team Elon. All he worries about is me. That's how he became so successful. I mean, we discussed how there are wolves in this world and there are sheeps. Go check out last episode. I discussed the whole Wolf of Wall Street mentality of wolves and sheep. Are you a wolf or are you a sheep? If you're a wolf, you're going to move up in the world. If you're a sheep, you're going to stay down here with the rest of us going bad, being poor, you know. Elon wakes up in the morning and he does what he wants to do. And I think that's why the media and the elites don't like him. I think that's why they're starting to go against him, is because he does what Elon wants to do. And I respect that. He's a wild card. He's a joker. In a way, I'm kind of like that. I can't be controlled. You can't tell me what to do. I'm going to do what Abe wants to do. I'm going to do what I feel is right for me. Fuck them. Like that Elon interview said, fuck them. I'm doing what I want to do. I respect that. That's the most manliest shit you can fucking do, is just be like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Let me figure it out. Do I think he's a white hat? No. Do I think he's a black hat? No. I think he's a... If you want to put hats on people, which I think is a stupid Q-tard fucking terminology of white hats and black hats, and the white hats are winning, the white hats are in control. If you really want to use a hat, or a hat, I think he would be like a gray hat. He's a rogue. He does what he wants. That's my thoughts on Elon. I didn't think that would take up a whole episode, but I guess I needed to get that out. So Elon is now appointed, if Trump wins, Government Efficiency Task Force, and those are my thoughts on Elon, and it will perform an audit of full federal government. Thank you for tuning in. Love y'all. Y'all have a good day.